Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is another edition of the physical media haul, this time for the month of June. Before we start, if you like this kind of stuff and you like movies, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. I do all kinds of movie content, and if you enjoy it, please stick around. First, I'll start off with all the new releases I got for the month. First is Mickey 17 on 4K. This is a new film by Bong Joon-ho, and it's about this dude that's like has multiple clones or something like that. I haven't seen this film yet, and I've only seen the trailer like a few times, so I'm not fully aware of what this movie's about. But I love Bong Joon-ho's films, and I love Robert Pattinson as an actor, so I'm very excited to check this one out. This is one that originally I wanted to see in the theater earlier this year, but I just never got around to going to see it, so I am looking forward to finally watching this. The next new release I got was Novocaine on 4K. This is another new movie that I wanted to see in the theater originally when it came out a few months ago, but just like Mickey 17, I never got a chance to go see it. All three of these new releases I just picked up like today, and this is June 30th at the time I'm recording this, so I have not seen any of these three new releases I'm showing. But I saw this trailer many times in the theater. It's about this dude who's born with like a rare genetic disorder where he just can't feel pain. It's supposed to be like a dark comedy kind of movie. Other than that, I don't know anything much about the plot, but I do look forward to watching this and talking about it more in my Letterboxd Roundup video. And the third new release that I got was a Minecraft movie on 4K. Now typically a movie like this I want to be super interested in, however I grew up playing Minecraft as many people that are my age did, so this movie is really intriguing to me. I would have much rather them had done like an animated kind of film, but just having Minecraft in a film of some sort is really interesting to me. Also, Jack Black is in this, and who doesn't love Jack Black? This movie didn't do super well. It did better with audiences than it did with critics, so I'm looking forward to diving into this and just seeing how chaotic it might be. This movie could end up being better than what some people say, or this could just be one of those, you know, guilty pleasure kind of movies where the movie's not very good, but you know, it's just fun to watch. Or it could be one of those movies where it's just so bad that it's good. And I do love movies that are so bad that they're good. But I'll find out when I watch it. I am looking forward to this and seeing what they did with the Minecraft world. So stay tuned for future Letterboxd Roundup reviews, because this movie will be in one of them very shortly. The next movie I got was part of a sale from Synapse Films, and that's Dario Argento's Phenomena. Now, I previously talked about Dario Argento in a previous video of mine on the channel for his film Suspiria. Phenomena is another one of his popular films that people have either heard of or seen in some way. I made a list of all his movies that interest me so that if I ever see them on sale, I can jump in on them. So when I saw that this one went on sale, I made sure to pick it up. All I really know about this movie is it has something to do with a girl that can like speak to insects or something like that. So I'm very interested in finding out exactly what this is about, and I look forward to watching it for the first time. The next movie I got for the month of June is a movie that I've wanted to have in my collection for a very long time. I watched this movie maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and ever since then I've wanted to rewatch it, but I just never pulled the trigger on buying it. And that movie is Paul Thomas Anderson's The Master. Now this movie is about a guy played by Joaquin Phoenix who comes back from the war, and he basically gets himself into this cult. And the cult leader is played by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who I'm a huge fan of. He, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated actors of all time. He's just so good and so talented. I'm really into psychology and criminal psychology, and so cults really intrigue me and how they're able to form and brainwash all these people. I don't remember a whole lot about this movie because I only seen it once, and it was like many years ago. So I do really look forward to watching this. I really wish this was in 4K. That's one of the reasons I've held off. A lot of movies that I don't own in my collection, like The Sandlot, for example. Iconic film. I love that movie. I watch it like every summer. I don't own it on Blu-ray. The reason I'm trying to wait for the 4K, because I have a habit of buying the Blu-ray and then like a month later, oh, 4K's coming out. So just to prepare for a 4K comment, I just hold off so I don't waste money right before the 4K drops. I do own The Sandlot on DVD, however, so I do own it in some capacity of physical media. But anyways, The Master, I'm very much looking forward to rewatching it. I think I'm going to have a great time with it, and I'm sure I'm going to give it a very high score in my Letterboxd roundup. And the last thing that I got for the month of June is a really big one, and I saved this for last. It's this really cool 4K Steelbook box set of The Hunger Games. Now, I really want to show this one off, so I'm going to get a little closer for you. But there's the front, and then there's the spine with all the titles of the films. And then that's the back of it with some of the other characters. And something else I really like about this is the spines of all the steel books match up to make the emblem. They also have really nice like protectors in this, which I think is really nice. They all slide out, but they kind of have like their own slot so that there's like a space in between. It's a smaller thing, but I just think that's really nice because it protects the steel books rather than just stacking them all in there. And now I'll go through and show you each individual steel book because this is some of the best art I've seen on any steelbook that I own. The first one here, we have the first Hunger Games film. That's the front with Katniss Everdeen on the cover. And then the back has all the districts. Next we have the Hunger Games Catching Fire. This is actually my favorite of the Hunger Games films. And the back of all of these is just like the maps for all the districts. So if you were going to connect the backs of all of these, it would create the map of the United States divided into all the districts. And then the next one here we have Mockingjay Part 1. This is the back of that one. And then we have Mockingjay Part 2. And then there's the back of that one. But yeah, this steelbook box set is so nice. I can't believe how cheap I bought this for. I bought this for $50. Now this is a box set that went out of print, and people are still currently selling it on eBay for up to $200. So I got a really incredible deal with this on Amazon for only $50. I'm not sure why, but all of a sudden it just went back in stock on Amazon. So once I saw it, I bought it because I was really shocked by the price and how cheap it was. If you're interested, you may still be lucky. It may still be up. I haven't checked. I don't know. When I bought this, I bought it I may have bought this in May actually, and I didn't get it until like the middle of June, maybe towards the end of June. But yeah, I'm not sure why these came back in stock. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. Very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen something like that before, especially with something that's this expensive. I'm not even sure how much this was when it first came out originally, but I imagine that it was close to 100, maybe even more than 100. So yeah, I'm very lucky to have gotten this for only $50. That's an incredible deal for this set. I also really like this franchise as well. I'm not a huge fan of the Mockingjay movies, but I do really like the first two, The Hunger Games and The Catching Fire. And I did like the prequel that came out a few years ago. And there's another one coming out, I believe, later this year, so I'm excited to be checking that one out too. If you don't know what The Hunger Games is about, basically it's about this dystopian world where the United States is now broken into districts. And every year they have an annual Hunger Games where a boy and a girl from each district are pulled randomly, and they are selected to be in the Hunger Games where they have to fight to the death until there's one winner for the Hunger Games. It's a really interesting plot, and it's a great story about rebellion and fighting against tyranny and stuff like that. So if you've never seen the Hunger Games, highly recommend checking it out. Also, I want to shout out the legend Donald Sutherland here. He's so good as President Snow in this franchise. I've been watching a lot of his older films recently, and I have to say I'm a really big fan of him. When I first watched this series, I knew nothing about him. All I knew was that he was President Snow. Most people my age, that's what they know him as, is President Snow. He's one of the, I would say, more iconic villains of like the 2010s. So it's really interesting diving into his past and seeing all his movies that made him what he is today. Anyways, that's it for the physical media haul for the month of June. The next video I release will most likely be a Letterboxd roundup, and I hope to see you in that one. If you like this stuff and you want to see more, I do this every month, along with my Letterboxd roundups, and every once in a while I'll do some sort of a special video. Maybe a ranking or something like that, just depends. But if you're into this stuff, please like, comment, and subscribe. July is going to be a huge month for all physical media collectors. Barnes & Noble's doing their 50% off Criterion collection sale, so that means there's going to be a lot of Criterion Collection pickups. Now, my plan for July is I'm going to do a normal physical media haul for some of the new releases and maybe some other stuff I pick up. And then I'll do a separate video doing my Criterion Collection haul, because I just feel like those deserve two separate videos, especially because Criterion, I kind of want to talk about those a little more and show off, you know, the stuff that's in them and everything. So instead of making one large 50-minute video, I'll do two separate ones, one for normal releases and then the other one specifically for the Criterion Collection. But anyways, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.